this is weird. Didn't you guys just hear us? No.
So, Mr. Mayor, how do you think you did?
I think I did okay. I think it was pretty good debate and a lot of good points coming up.
There was the question raised about expanded mail-in voting, mobile voting, that sort of thing, in the event of an emergency, such as what we saw with the floods, with COVID, that sort of thing. So I want to be clear, you believe that should be an option under some circumstances?
Yeah, what I said, consistent with security and making sure that the voter intent is there. I think that's the most important thing. It's difficult during times like that, and I hate to say you have to make it up as you go along, but it depends on the circumstances, right? With the flooding, or it might be fires, it might be anything, and we need to be able to help those people out. And I think that's what we're going to be doing.
You got a lot of heat for your voter guide proposal. I guess, What do you make of that? Those attacks on that?
That both major parties don't want the voters to be informed. That's what it sounded like to me. I find that fascinating that they want us to pay $10 million for the primaries and then they don't want the voters to be informed for something that's a quarter of the price. I find that absolutely fascinating.
Can you expand on what you mean when you say there are essentially closed primaries in Indiana?
You can't. Only 1 in 5 registered voters can run, and if you haven't voted in the 2 previous primaries in that party, then you're out. You're out. It's closed, and it's a very tight circle. And frankly, that's the legal part of it, but the influential part is even more closed. So they only want certain people, as you saw. One party had a very competent county clerk, kind of an election nerd, knew everything, private investigator as a background. They didn't want him. They didn't want him. So you have to ask yourself those sorts of questions. Why? So it's a very closed loop. Both parties, very, very closed loop.
So you find yourself agreeing?
Which does not serve the voter well. That's the problem. There's not enough voter choice because people can't get on the ballot.
So you find yourself agreeing with Beau a lot tonight. Why should voters, particularly this audience in Indianapolis, people might be, deciding between you or Beau? What's the difference between you and Beau?
I'm more handsome than Beau, I think. I think the future potential is the main thing. They represent the legacy parties that's kind of closing up the elections here in the state of Indiana. We offer hope to people who actually want to run for office without punitive signature requirements, being able to. There are a lot of people in the state of Indiana who want to run for office, and they're really good people, and they can't. There's no way in. There's no way in. And therefore, we don't have those competitive general elections in November that I always talk about, and voters have much fewer choices. I provide that opportunity, not just in this race, but into the future. And we're going to have a competitive general election in this race, and why? Why? I would suggest because I got in this race to make it competitive. We need to do more of that. So that's a big difference. A lot of the issue I think we do. For anybody to say that the website of the Secretary of State's office is good is bizarre. So I think we'll agree on those sorts of things, obviously.
You proposed a dramatic change to the Recount Commission, going from partisan membership to retired judges. That's a statutory change. How would you accomplish that?
Well, I would talk to the state legislature to do that. But in the last month, I cannot believe what we have been watching in the last month. It just boggles the mind that people put up with that stuff. And then they say, well, they follow the law. And please, this is wrong. It's just flat out wrong. And everybody knows it. We all know there were partisan votes in there. We know there were people who are being influenced by those not in that room. We know all of that. And that has to change. And I think the best way to do that is with 5 retired judges as the Recount Commission into the future.
Max Engling basically said that you were calling on the election boards, the Recount Commission, to basically break the law, that they followed the law, they did what they were supposed to do.
Voter intent should be predominate here. I don't think there's any question, and I think that's what the law says also.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.